It's been a rocky second academic year, but we've made it, folks. There have been so many ups and downs, but especially ups, folks. Think about it. The registration of my documentary film and podcast, the discovery of simulcasting, and even the creation of the Waite0207 website and Fourth Wall Breakers Den Discord. I am so grateful for the support that you guys have given us throughout this second academic year and throughout our journey thus far. I'm looking forward to many more accomplishments that come from us turning the disappointments in life into accomplishments as time progresses, folks. Enjoy the finale. This one's going to be special.
In a tight crunch for scholarships, trying to get around the writer's block for your next video, we've got you covered. Welcome to Life of a Content Creating College Student, with your hosts, Waite 0207 and Charlotte Waite.
And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, folks. My name is Colton W. Hurst, also known as Waite0207 on the internet. I welcome you to the Season 2 finale, where we've got a nostalgia trip for you.
We do. I'm very excited for this as we reflect a little bit on this year. It's been a long year. It's been a fast year all at the same time. And I'm very excited for our special guest of the day. Colton, would you introduce?
Okay, so you know him from the very beginning. You've known him since 2020, April 7th. It's GL Viking Fisherman 63, also known as Greg Lipsy.
Hey folks, glad to be here. Help my good longtime buddy Colton Hurst. And I'm looking forward to asking some riveting questions of him.
Okay. Yeah, this has got me pretty excited.
Yes, and I would love to know, how did you two meet?
Well, it's quite a crazy story, actually. So, believe it or not, one of the Hearst Entertainment volunteers from way back when, we actually have familiar paths.
Well, I remember meeting you the first time on a fishing trip, actually.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, his mom and him met me for a fishing trip and for the day over at Rocky Point, and Colton reeled in a couple big ones, if I remember right.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah, no fish stories here.
No. Well, that was going to be my second question. How many fish you guys caught and if there were any keepers?
Well, they certainly would have been big enough to keep, but that day we were just fishing for fun, catch and release. Yep, got some nice pictures.
Yeah, we went to Miller Lake and just caught a bunch of them one time.
Oh, nice. I love days. Oh, diamond's so good. Well, it starts off with fish, and now you're fishing for comments and likes, right?
Yep, I guess you can say that again.
We did discover along the way, though, that Colton has a dark side. His favorite part of fishing is knocking them out before we throw them in the ice chest.
Oh, really? You got to find your joy in everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can.
Quite proficient.
Yeah, I got maniacal during those moments.
That changes someone. No, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, that's great because
we needed to eat, enough to eat, not too many. And even though Colton's not a fish eater.
Cool. We have something in common. Oh. I'm not a fish eater either. Well, I'm gonna.
Not even hell.
Not a bit. I don't like cooked fish, but I love raw fish. Oh. So like smoked salmon and cured salmon, as long as it's not cooked. Or like sushi. I love sushi, but I can't. Cooked fish, all of a sudden, no. But I love to fish, and so that's the hardest part of it. I love the activity. I just can't eat the rewards.
You're telling me you don't mind the worms.
I love the worms. I will just play with a styrofoam container of worms all day too.
No, I was actually talking about the parasites that can be in fish, but
in the raw fish.
Prepared correctly, the like you said, you like the the brined smoked fish, not the actual heat smoked. So yeah, they use a cure that heavy salt that drives out the worms.
And you know what? If there's worms in there, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So I would assume I'm very strong right now.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, they're just parasites that affect fish. So.
All right. Well, Colton, let's hop into this podcast. What are 2 things that went well for you in the last 2 weeks?
Okay, so I had coffee with Dad earlier in the past 2 weeks, believe it or not.
A mocha?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we had it at Bravada.
Ooh, Bravada. They're so good. I love supporting local businesses, and we have some great ones here in Klamath. Bravada is an excellent choice.
Yes, absolutely. I think Greg and I went a few times. I'm not sure if you went to the new location. I think you went once.
Yes, I did go to the new location on the last time we went. Yeah, for the first time.
It's beautiful. I love what they did with the space.
Yeah, same here. They literally upped the ante. They have an outdoor seating. They have a drive-through. Then they even maintain the indoor seating space as well.
Yes, and I do have to say I much prefer this drive-through because the one before I would always be worried I was going to hit the curb on the left side. So I think really excellent decision in changing that location and then keeping their old location for events. I think just great business-minded people over there.
Yeah, Bravada. And aren't they affiliated with OIT?
Yes.
Students work there?
Actually, the 2 owners are alumni here. And so the the Oregon or OIT's business competition, Colton, what is that called? Catalyze. Yes, so they actually submitted Bravada for Catalyze Klamath. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool?
Very much so.
Yeah, it's just astounding to see something grow like that. And then you gotta thank Clint's Cowboy Cuisine for this. I got to wear a white tie to the Leadership and Service Awards ceremony.
Yes, fancy. How was it?
It was a breath of fresh air. I just needed to wear a white tie. I needed to wear it.
Sometimes we got to dress up because, and this is a theory, better you look, better you feel. It has some scientific backing as well with our emotional health.
No comment.
No, so when you dress up, do you feel a little bit better? A little bit fancy?
Yeah, yes, I definitely do feel better when I dress up, most certainly.
Yeah.
He is a short dresser.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like a psychological trick we can do for ourselves. Make ourselves feel better by looking a little bit better.
Yes, absolutely. It makes all the difference if you can actually, if you held a, high position, a high leadership position, if you've done something extraordinary, you need to look the role.
Absolutely. Yes.
Dress for success.
Dress for success. Bingo, right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. GL Viking Fisherman 63 knows.
Okay, on to question number 2.
Yes.
How did these things help you grow? What did you gain out of it?
Okay, so I had the chance to celebrate the accomplishments of myself and others from this academic year. The Leadership and Service Awards ceremony is meant to celebrate individuals, student clubs, and organizations, all 3.
Yes. And next week there is a banquet for student awards. Is that true?
Yes, this is true, and I can confirm I am going.
You are going. And aren't you getting an award there?
Yes. Outstanding Community Service.
Absolutely. Did you know I get to introduce you for that award?
I just heard the news. This is excellent.
Oh, surprise! I'm very excited as well to honor you with that award.
Yep. And GL Viking Fisherman 63, I have your tie for the event as well.
You're going to have to get a new award case to display all these you're acquiring.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mom had this wall of pride going for me. Oh. But it's up for me and Dad to finish it.
Yeah, absolutely. Another new journey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm, most certainly.
Well, Cole, what is one setback you've come across in the past 2 weeks?
Okay, so this really ticked me off when it actually came by. It was a surprise, I'll tell you. I got rickrolled by one of my professors on May 20th.
I know how much that gets under your skin. That's so funny.
If I had a nickel for all the times he rickrolled me,
Oh.
so it's about time we got paid back.
Eye for an eye. How did your professor do it?
Okay, so I planned to take the day off that day because I was feeling just straight up drained, and I was just going over what I was going to miss and what to do while I was away, and I saw a pie graph, and it said Rick Astley Wood, and then it had the lyrics of the song.
Oh my gosh. That is great. It's even a creative way. So you have to acknowledge the creativity, right?
Yeah, I had to walk out of the room. It's just...
He's also good at gnoming me.
What's gnoming?
Somehow you get a picture of a gnome to pop up in an email, or it just pops up out of nowhere. And of course, I'm not very good at it, so I just took a picture of a gnome and sent it to him. But he said that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. You have to use the original video. You have to use the original video. I repeat, you have to use the original video for that to work.
But it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, it is the thought that counts, but still, you gotta use the original video. It's up on YouTube, but for those of you who don't want to get gnomed, I would not recommend going there. In fact, we're not going to provide a link to the video.
It will not be linked in the comments below.
Or in the description, for that matter. It's just straight up monotonous. It's 2024. It's time to get over the old bait and switch pranks.
Yeah, I completely forgot about gnoming, actually.
Wait, did you get gnomed once?
You know, I have never gotten gnomed. I think I can say that safely. Knock on wood. Ricked rolled, that is an entirely different answer. Way too many times. But yeah, I think when gnoming was really popular, I was a little bit too young. I didn't have an email or anything like that. But early on in my Tumblr days, I got ricked rolled a lot.
Did that guy even make another song after that?
He actually did live performances on, based on the Rick Roll song. And I think the reason why we've run into so much trouble this year, folks, is we got Rick rolled into 2024.
We did. You're right. It all stems back to that Rick roll.
Yeah, someone actually live broadcasted the Rick Roll song, a live performance of the song for 2024's beginning.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny.
We were cursed from the get-go, weren't we?
Yes. Okay, now we're ready for question number 2. What is one thing you take away from this? How can you turn the setback into an accomplishment?
Okay, so Rickroll can appear in many shapes and forms. Just don't let your guard down for a single minute. At this point, the best thing I can do is just brush off the ridiculous prank. It's just too monotonous, folks. I hope you never come across such a thing.
But we can laugh and we can enjoy that someone's just trying to have fun and enjoying life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And if all the original 3 would have made it to this, Matt DC 123 would have gotten goosebumps from this fact. Oh. During World War II, the U.S. created a bomb that used live bats.
Bats? Like, do we know if they were rabid bats? Or
no, there's no confirmation as to whether or not there were rabid bats.
Okay, and it says created a bomb that used live bats, but we don't know if they deployed that bomb or not. Do we know the answer? Did they use the bomb?
That hasn't been confirmed either. Greg, can you confirm this?
I cannot, but I can tell you that the animal rights people would not stand for it.
No, I'm picturing, is it like a net that just drops and all these bats go, angry bats everywhere, and they're rabid and they're just biting people and stuff. Because rabies has, 98% death rate? No, isn't it 100?
If you don't get the shot in time. Yeah.
100%. So that would be actually pretty good,
Yeah, oh man. And yeah. Death by overwork is something else, I tell ya.
Speaking of overwork, what did you do as a college student in the last 2 weeks?
Well, to be frankly honest, we were just focusing on wrapping up winter term. Accounting 203 was basically the midterm 3 and the financial analysis project, both of which I took care of.
Nice. How do you feel?
I feel way good about this. I feel amazing.
That's a great adjective. Amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Midterm 3, I didn't do as good as I had hoped, but I got plenty of points back.
Good.
And I'm still at a mid-A in the course.
Excellent. Good job.
And then writing 227Z, we finished our white papers and we begun project remediation, although I'm already finished. And believe it or not, we actually had presentations on the project remediations just yesterday.
How did you feel your presentation went?
It went without a hitch.
Excellent. And what was the topic?
Workaholism.
I could have guessed that, huh?
Yeah, you probably missed out during. I made a website that addresses workaholism locally. It's called the Klamath Workaholism Recovery Resource Center.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yes, indeed. And I made a whole white paper detailing that we needed more local recovery resources, more local meetings, more everything local.
Yeah. It starts small, right? And then gets larger and larger, and you're able to help more and more people, right?
I believe the literature in the official 12-step program actually talks about, the local meetings just starting up and how some workaholics that are in the story, they were actually the first persons to start a meeting in their respective states.
Yeah. They were inspired by themselves, right?
Yeah, they did take inspiration from the big book, but
Well, my suggestion to workaholics is to find a hobby and make sure you carve out enough time every week to do something fun with your hobby, and just give yourself some downtime so you can recharge and be able to go 100% when you go back to work. Because you'll burn out if you work all the time, for sure.
that's
effective.
that's something I experienced big time this year.
Absolutely. It's been a battle this entire year, right?
Absolutely. Getting back on track for MIS 225, I took the certification exam and prepared for the digital launch for our clients.
Okay. How did that certification exam go?
It took me one retake, and that was the only one that I was given to ace the exam, which I got a 93 on. So I'm officially certified as a digital marketer / content creator.
Excellent. How does that feel?
I feel so relieved. It's just, man, I'm just so glad that I got certified. It's just, it says something else if you get certified. If you actually get a certification as a professional.
Absolutely. It's going to look really great on your resume.
It already does. I actually put that certification on my LinkedIn just the moment that I received it.
Fabulous. That's what you should be doing. That's what LinkedIn is for, huh?
So there was that, and then Business 307 was the usual quizzes, and then we had our final review quiz. The extra credit points for attendance were actually doled out. I actually have not seen the extra credit points doled out, but confirmed 100% for the course. So that means if and when the extra credit points are doled out, I'm not sure if they actually will be, but we are assuming that they are. It's going to be overkill for me.
Okay. Above and beyond, right?
That's all he knows is above and beyond. Sets the standards as the highest level, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even begin to count the amount of times I just beat so many records on pinball, or even just unleashed dastardly combos on Mortal Kombat, or even gotten perfect games on Tekken Bowling.
Absolutely. Yeah. But we take those with a little bit of humble, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's also a bit of a big problem with workaholics too, is sometimes just some accomplishments are just never enough. It's just, it's basically a fight for control and power.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's really an underlying and main factor, right? That everything boils down to. Sometimes. I don't want to generalize. Well, what happened in MGT 335?
Okay, so we actually begun working on materials for our capstone projects, and we were looking to present as a class on the last day of college, the last day of this academic year. I actually already finished my capstone projects. I'm in the process of getting them signed and then turning those in.
Wow, that's outstanding. Like your capstone for the major or for...
For the major.
Wow, already done as a sophomore?
Yes, already done, but there's still a whole year before my senior year, so there's just loads and loads of time.
Well, there's lots of things that you can learn in between now and then, right?
Yeah. Now, GL Viking Fisherman 63, I recall that you did go to college at one point. I don't know if you had to take a capstone exam or had to do some sort of a project.
Well, as I went to a technical school, as you did, a community college to learn fisheries technology. And our senior year, we had to create our own hatchery and grow the fish all on paper and try to show a profit. And it's pretty tough because fish food is very expensive. So we came to find out that it's best to leave it to the state. And all the taxpayers can pay for the fish food that way.
I bet the second hardest part was naming all the fish.
Well, yeah, and they just don't stand out. They pretty much all look alike. So once in a while you get an individual, there'll be a different color in the group. They'll have a different pigmentation, but for the most part, they all look the same.
And that trout is named Steve, and that one's named Steve 2. That one's Steve 3.
I mean, those names are just too generalized, much like the Minecraft character Steve.
Yeah, maybe that's where I was subconsciously pulling it from, was Minecraft.
Yeah, we actually had a Minecraft series going for a little bit, but Greg, can you tell what happened that made the series go kaput?
Probably because I played it so poorly.
No, problem was I wanted to bring people, that we knew online onto my server, but we didn't actually do it because of technical difficulties, so series just went.
Nah, it happens. Cool thing about Minecraft is I feel like it never goes out of style, right? So there's always a market for it.
Yeah, there's always a creator out there just making something for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Maybe with your new equipment, we should retry it.
Well,
Try to do it again.
maybe. I have to do a hard reboot of OBS when things pick back up again.
I think that's a great goal, maybe to throw out in the future and not worry about too much right now, but in the future that'd be fun.
Yep. So lessons that were taught. Sometimes it takes a final push, even from a friend, just to make it through a tough time. Seek that help if you need it to get through this last term. And yeah, that's what my instructors basically gave me, some motivation, some positive vibes sent my way.
Good. That's all we need sometimes. Well, what did you do as a content creator in the past 2 weeks?
Well, I will say this. Got my webcam back. This is actually why I say that we need to do a hard reboot of OBS, because when I went to record using OBS Studio, it actually kept crashing and lagging on me.
Well, that's always disappointing and frustrating.
Yeah, and of course, being the first two, the part of the original three, you know what I had to go through
Boy, yeah, we had some some technical challenges just to get it to come online, but you figured it out slowly but surely.
Yep, and I'm sure that hard reboot will be just as easy. That's right. So it was basically, I do believe it was called a reference point shift. So it's basically where, going back to the idea that just something isn't enough.
Oh, yeah. And you just got to troubleshoot a little bit more, figure out what it's missing, what it needs, how much is enough, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. And then I have one last post planned out for all of you.
Oh.
Right around June 21st. And the reasons why will be revealed when the post is out there. I was going to record a video, but however, again, I have to hard reset OBS. It's just acting up too much.
Yeah. And also you have finals next week. So that's going to be taking up a lot of your time, right?
Yes, absolutely. And believe it or not, I only have final projects. All my cumulative exams are taken care of.
That's nice. All you have to do is focus on projects.
Yeah. I don't know if you had one of those periods as well. Geobike Fisherman 63.
I can't say as I have.
So basically, final exams every single finals week.
Well, yes, in community college I had finals, but the key is just to study, study, study.
Yep, aren't we all in that mindset? And then the one thing...
Or have a good friend that takes really good notes that'll let you borrow it.
Yeah.
Did I say it? Can you say it?
No, it's okay. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Still got to read.
So, that being said, slowly but surely my equipment is coming back. Live stream production is going to resume late this year.
That's very exciting. We'll all hold our breaths.
Yeah, I anticipate fall 2024. Aren't you?
We had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we're going to hop back in. We were just discussing live streams and coming back for the summer or for fall next year, and some ideas. Colton, what were those ideas?
Okay, so what I discussed was I needed to hard reset OBS Studio. I need to do a hard reset. So this basically means uninstalling OBS and reintroducing the plugins and elements one by one. And we're going to go ahead and go on to our quote of the day. I do not share the pessimistic reflections which would diminish the value and deaden the force of those consolations with which Providence has kindly solaced our pilgrimage. That quote is from James Madison.
Nice. All right, cool. What college events or clubs did you attend in the past 2 weeks?
Okay, so the only one is the Leadership and Service Awards ceremony, and I give that a 10 because I had the honor of watching so many amazing individuals win awards this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe I had to miss it. I was sick that day. It's something I look forward to every year, and I am so bummed this year I wasn't able to make it.
Oh, yeah, that's just such a shame, Charlotte. It really is.
Yeah. Do you remember other groups that got awards?
I remember K-Tech got the Collaboration Award.
Well, that's fabulous. They did such a good job with Music Fest, Music Garden this year. Mm-hmm. They really deserve it.
Yes, absolutely. And then, Charlotte, would you do the honors of asking the final question?
Yes. What was your best moment in season 2 and why? And what are you looking forward to in season 3? And what new features might you incorporate in season 3? Okay,
so my favorite moment this season is getting access to the Open Vinyl AI toolkit for Audacity through the Open Vinyl plugin. Since then, my audio quality has just increased drastically. It's just mind-boggling as to what the Open Vinyl AI noise suppression tool can do. And I couldn't be more happy to use such an advanced system to streamline my recording and editing processes. And for my first term during season 3 of this podcast, I'm taking all upper division courses, including leadership, which I'm looking forward to honing my leadership skills there. As far as season 3 goes, I may implement a new feature on my podcast where I highlight whoever's talking for a clearer grasp of the conversation flow.
I like that. I like that it's more accessible that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind describing what you mean by highlight?
By highlight, I mean have the profile pictures, the significant pictures of those who are appearing in the episode, and highlight.
With like a little circle?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that'll be fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And there goes the time for season 2 as a whole.
Well, it's been quite a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, Colton.
Yep. Always a pleasure having you on.
Yeah.
Anytime.
It's been a great season. We've had some really great guests this season, huh, Colton?
Absolutely. So many amazing guests.
Great conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Do you have a favorite highlight from this season?
Again, it's just being able to get access to Audacity.
Mm-hmm. To Audacity?
Yeah.
How about conversation highlights?
Conversation highlights? I would have to say it was following the trip to DC.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Did you get to go, Charlotte?
Yeah, I ran that trip.
Oh, okay.
That trip
Yeah.
was my baby.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, kind of amazing that she ran this whole thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm just...
And you didn't lose anybody? Everybody made it home?
No, yeah, with all fingers and toes. I'm very happy. I would say it's a success.
Yes, absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so it's time for our final shout-outs for this season. So this first final shout-out goes out to all my professors this term for willing to be flexible on my assignments, especially taking 18 credits.
Yeah. It takes a village.
I am never taking 18 credits again. I'll give you that much.
That's a lot of credits. So, yeah, if you don't need to load yourself up, that, like I said previously, carve out some time to do something fun to recharge your batteries. It's my only advice.
Yeah.
Great advice too.
And I think another piece of advice I can give, since microphone movement was so clunky through this second season, improve the sound system.
Yeah, maybe we look into a second microphone too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think it'll be for the best.
Yeah. And I might have to use a different model because I think I recognize some sort of a glitch with the Depth Tech webcams. If I have something of the same brand, basically only one of the webcams will work. I don't know if it's the same thing with HyperX, but only time will tell.
Yeah, do some research. I'm really positive that I bet there's some really great maybe Reddit forums on microphones and things like that you can check and see if two of the same kind is going to be beneficial or not.
Right. And then the second scholarly shout out, and the same person gets the creator credit for this season. This last shout out goes to Zoe Smiley for being the recurring guest of season 2. So that's for the scholarly shout out and creator credits.
Woohoo! Let's go Zoe, or yeehaw. She's in Texas right now, I'm pretty sure. Zoe's so fabulous.
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting her, but I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a rock star. Such a supporter.
And then this last creator credit actually goes out to you, Charlotte, for helping me put this series together.
Thank you, Colton. It's an honor. It's an honor to be on this series with you.
Yes. And then, believe it or not, folks, I have a final shout out, and that goes out to you for being an amazing audience. Yep. Thank you one and all for coming on. It's been a pleasure doing season 2 and being able to provide some valuable insight as to how to balance both worlds of academics and video and content creation. It's never an easy road. It never really is. I bet you can say the same.
Well, it's anything worth that's valuable or meaningful is going to take time. You just you do have to apply yourself and work hard to accomplish your goals. Just remember to take some time to recharge.
Yeah, I think that's what we're all planning for this summer, aren't we?
That's what summer break is for. Yeah. Designed for.
Yeah.
Responsibly fishing.
Yeah, responsibly fishing, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I know just the person that will humanely dispatch the fish for us to eat later.
I think I know now too.
Yeah, I think we all know. So thank you folks so much for tuning in throughout season 2. Remember, there'll be disappointments in life, but we humans have the power to turn those disappointments into accomplishments. Thank you all for being such an amazing audience for season 2, and I can't wait to do this again for season 3. It's just been quite a roller coaster ride.
See you in season 3, everyone.
Yep, this is Wayne-Z0207, the fourth wall breaking one-man army, signing out. See you in season 3 in the 2024-2025 academic year.
Adios.
Special thanks go to Oregon Institute of Technology, celebrating 75 years of applied learning in Plymouth, Oklahoma counties. This has been a fourth wall-breaking one-man army production. Season 3, coming fall 2024.